Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the hiding games of the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist, they like to play many games. They play the waiting games, the texting games, the manipulating games, and now, yes, they play the hiding games. This is what the narcissist wants to do. Think about when you were in the relationship with them, when they would be crawling all over social media, or perhaps they would be on their smartphone, on dating apps, or wherever they were. But they were hiding, and they were hiding behind the keyboard or hiding behind the smartphone. You see, they were looking for other sources of supply to manipulate and to get them stuck in that web where they exist. That's just one microcosm of a way that the narcissist hides. And the games will always continue as long as these people continue to walk and gallivant the globe looking for other people to take advantage of. They were hiding in plain sight when you were first there with them. Remember, you weren't taught this in school. You didn't know what you were up against. You now do. You're understanding, you're acquiring the wisdom, you're acquiring the education. You are getting your cup full. Beautiful people, it's such a great night tonight. And you're understanding that narcissism is prevalent and it has been surrounding you your whole life. But you didn't know this because you weren't taught it in school. And so the narcissist was hiding, and maybe one of your teachers was the toxic narcissist. Maybe it was one of your colleagues. Maybe it was some of your classmates. Maybe it was your parents or siblings. Maybe it was somebody that you're currently working with. Maybe it was somebody in a neighborhood or community or organization or hobby group you were a part of. But these people hide, and what they want to do is not just hide behind the keyboard and create different apps or be on different apps and create different accounts and profiles, but they want to hide and blend in right with you in religious organizations, etc. You see, what the narcissist needs to do is they need to slither into people's lives or into people's towns or jurisdictions or organizations. And they want to get close to those people directly or indirectly at first. That's why they have to do the reconnaissance and learn all about the targets. They want to figure out who is valuable, who has things that they can take, who is vulnerable, who perhaps just came out of a relationship or just lost a loved one or just moved to the town or city or state, or maybe someone who just joined the organization, or who is new in the area, or who is the first person, the first day on the job. You see, this is all advantage narcissist. It was always advantage narcissist until you got the wisdom, until you realized that these people, A, they don't change, B, they are predators, and C, they want to take anything they possibly can from anybody, and they prey upon the vulnerable. They prey upon the weak. They prey upon the empath. They prey upon the trusting. They prey upon people believing that other people will keep their word, and that when somebody says something, because the people that the target, which was you and was me, when we say something, we mean it. And the narcissist just weaponizes that against us, and they'll say whatever they want to say to get close to us. Now again, the narcissist was hiding, and they were hiding in plain sight, and those games will continue to go around and around. My hope is by now you have gone no contact and blocked the narcissist, deleted them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Now, if this is the first video you're ever consuming, play it a few times, get the wisdom. Understand the narcissist is a master manipulator, and they play so many different games: the texting games, the hiding games, the waiting games, the keeping people stuck games, the trapping games. They do so many things to administer punishment and damage to people in relationships that one 20-minute video can't do it justice. But now you're understanding that you were targeted, and that yes, the narcissist saw and set their sights on you. If this is your 10,000th video you've ever consumed, you're back in the channel and on the community, and you're getting your cup full. And my hope is you're paying it forward in any capacity you can to share the wisdom and share your experiences, not only with the community, but with people who could use your wisdom. Because remember, at one point you were targeted too. You were what is called the new supply. You were someone who was believing in the mask. You were someone who was crumbled up like a sheet of paper and discarded perhaps. And this is the cycle. It just continues to go around and around and around in a loop. The loop continues with the narcissist staying stuck right in the middle of it. And they spin their webs of manipulation. They spin their webs of lies. They spin their webs of waiting. They spin their webs of hiding. And what they want to do is they want to get people as close to them as they possibly can and have these people become attached to them. And the narcissist knows that they won't become attached to anybody because they don't care about one human being on the planet. The only thing they care about is what the person provides. And once the narcissist has a person placed in that zombie-like, trance-like state, which is also called the narcissistic fog or the trauma bond, whatever you want to call it. And there are different layers and nuances to all three, but they are uniquely tied together. That's when it's too late. That's when the hooks are sunken into the target and the target doesn't know what's going on, because now the narcissist is going to begin to punish them and begin to devalue them and begin to really, really play games, the waiting games, the texting games, the hiding games. Think about when you were in the relationship. How often would you be waiting for the narcissist to answer your text or to answer the phone call? Or how often would you be waiting for the narcissist to apologize or to say they were wrong or they're sorry or they want to improve or they want to do better? Well, you waited for those things, and those days or those words never came to fruition because the narcissist doesn't have it in them. You can't give what you don't have. And what the narcissist has is nothing but emptiness, blackness, hiding and waiting and keeping people stuck and trapped in that loop of destruction. And so how the narcissist hides again, it's this. They hide behind the law. They hide behind the jurisdiction. They hide behind the badge. They hide behind the department. They hide behind HR. They hide behind anybody who will go to bat for them. You see, the narcissist is a coward and a bully. And what they want is they want to use strength in numbers. And if they're a part of an organization that perhaps is in control, well, they're going to do whatever they can do to abuse their powers. I hope you read between the lines. Not only that, though, where the narcissist hides is they hide when you were at barbecues or get-togethers or birthdays, etc. What would they do? They wouldn't be doing anything other than making a guest appearance and act like that they are the best thing in the world and they're taking selfies and taking pictures with everybody. But the truth is, behind the scenes, they were nowhere to be found when they were raising the kids or paying for the birthdays or paying for the vacations or paying for the education of the child. See, they were hiding, but they were acting like they were doing everything that they could to be the parent of the year, etc. The narcissist will always hide. And here's another key thing that you need to understand for the video. Once you've figured out who you were up against, meaning the narcissist, once you got that needle in a haystack and you got your first light bulb moment and you figured out, oh my gosh, that's what this was, and perhaps you called the narcissist out. Now, I wouldn't call them out. I wouldn't do that at all. I'd do something called taking the high road and go no contact, block them if you can. If you can't utilize gray rock, but one way or the other, you need to remove yourself from these people. But once you figured it out, and let's say that you did, without having the wisdom, you did call them out, and maybe you did call them the narcissist. I'm gonna say it one more time, I wouldn't do that. It's not gonna ever benefit you, but let's say you did. Well, what would happen? Now the narcissist knows that you know. Are they ever going to admit it? No. Are they gonna call you the narcissist? Probably. Are they gonna spin it around and say, no, I don't do any of those things. If you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, they're gonna deflect, they're gonna blame shift, they're gonna gaslight, they're gonna point the arrow or the finger back at you. Now again, this is how the narcissist hides. This is how they never want to be accountable. This is why they can't introspect, and that's why they can't elevate or ascend. You see, the narcissist needs the unpaid helper. They need the walking apology. They need the person to pay their way through life. They need the person to be the chauffeur, the pool boy, the person who pays for vacations and food and clothing and tuition and everything. And they want to take all these things that they can, and they want to give that person, which at one point I'm sure was you, they want to give you absolutely nothing in return but misery and toxicity and pining and wondering. And so when you would call them out, again, I'm using that as an example, what would the narcissist do? They would probably disappear. They would go hide. Think about this one. When the narcissist, when you would get close to figuring out who they were and you would say something, what would they do? They would usually not know how to respond or react. Now, if they have experience with being called the narcissist in the past, then I'm sure they know what record to play. Play it on 45 RPMs or 78, whatever it is, but they know what to do. If it's the first time you stunned them, they don't know how to react. They don't know what to do. So they have to go disappear and hide and figure out how to get you back or how to turn it around on you. This is what they do. It's what they've always done. Think about these parts of the hiding games of the narcissist. Your money. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money. And what do they do with their money? Well, they hide it. They buy assets, they buy properties, they buy cars. They put it in gold or in platinum or metals. They hide it wherever they want to. They hide cash. They will hide money wherever they can. That's why when you're divorcing the narcissist, and my hope is you already know this or you're figuring it out, is that when you're divorcing the narcissist, many times you have to do something called discovery, and you have to share your financials and they have to share theirs. Well, most times the narcissist is not going to share their financials. Why? Because they're hiding things. Think about what I'm sharing. That's why if you had to do that, and if you did, drop comments below, that's why you were transparent, because you have nothing to hide. This person who turned out to be the toxic narcissist, they were hiding things the whole time. And they did not want to give full disclosure because then they would have to share what they stole from you. Understand this. It's so simple to see once you actually wrap your head around it. Now, you may be saying right now, well, now the person I know, they would never steal. They would never hide money. They would never hide assets. They would never hide anything. Well, don't be so sure. I'll tell you another one that the narcissist hides. The new supply. Think about that for a minute. Who is the new supply? Well, I'll tell you right now. You were the new supply at one point, and you were probably hidden from the older source of supply, maybe. But the new supply was hidden from you, or maybe they weren't. But the new supply is somebody who's going to find out that they just entered or are about to enter one of the most toxic, debilitating relationships known to humankind. But they were hidden. You see, you weren't supposed to figure this out unless the narcissist really wanted to twist the knife in deeper and tell you who the new supply was. But if you never did figure it out, you shouldn't want to know, first of all. But second of all, that person was hidden from you. Maybe it was one of your best friends. Maybe it was somebody you worked with. Maybe it was somebody who was the handyman that showed up at your house and fixed a couple pipes or painted a wall or something. Maybe it was a woman who was dropping off deliveries. Maybe they were dropping off food or something, or it was a clerk somewhere. Who knows? But the new supply was hidden, I can assure you. Think about all the secrets that the narcissist keeps from people. Think of all the secrets that you've uncovered post-relationship. Think about all the unfathomable things that the narcissist did that you couldn't even wrap your head around how somebody could do it, but yet they did all of those things, and those are the only things that you figured out. You see, there are so many other things that are hidden within these people. Their mindset is hidden. Their money that they take from people is hidden. Their relationships are hidden. Their real life is hidden. You never really know who the narcissist is. You may have thought you did. And right now, as I'm creating this video and you're consuming it, maybe you're going to bed, or maybe you're waking up, or maybe you're on your way to work, or maybe you're at the beach, or in a ski chalet, or maybe you're exercising, who knows, wherever you are, but really wrap your head what I'm sharing with you. The narcissist hides, not only in plain sight, but they hide anything they can. Think about parental alienation. What is that? Well, that's when you were a parent and you raised the kids or created the kids or both, and then the custody case was went to the judge and the jury, and let's say that you got 50-50 custody or whatever number you got. Well, the narcissist would do anything they could to keep the kids on holidays or your birthday or the kids' birthdays. And they would claim they didn't get any correspondence, or they didn't read that, or they didn't understand it, or whatever. See, they're hiding, and they don't want you to connect with your own kids. This is what they do. The narcissist will hide from anything, specifically the truth, specifically the empath's education, and specifically when they're called out and they know that they're wrong. That's why each and every narcissistic relationship, it has an expiration date, like I've shared for years. You're now knowing that, or understanding it, or learning it, or wrapping your head around it. Yes, that's true. But on top of that, once you really dial into narcissism at its core and how it affected you for a period of time, which was certainly the length of that relationship and post to a degree, then you realize you really never knew who these people were. You really never knew anything about them. You thought that you entered one of the best relationships of all time. Well, that's the love bomb, and that's being caught up in the trauma bond. And now you know, post-relationship, and when the clarity has returned and your health has returned and your finances have returned and you've put yourself back together and picked yourself up and dusted yourself off and risen through the ashes like a phoenix, etc. When you've done all those things and you get really far away from these people, you really take a look back and you say, how did I get in that? How did I stay in it so long? How did I not see all the red flags? How did I continue to give to a fault? How did I tolerate all of that behavior? Well, the answer would be 2 words: trauma bond. You were caught up in it. You didn't know what you know now. You weren't taught this. So you were doing the best you could to put out the fires that the toxic narcissist was starting. And you were giving to a fault. You were probably a people pleaser. You definitely didn't have boundaries. You couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you're saying yes to yourself. You couldn't do that, because if you did that, the narcissist would punish you for standing up to them. And then one day something broke, something snapped. Perhaps you even experienced reactive abuse. And if you did, that's when you stood up for yourself and said something. And well, what would happen? Well, now the cat's out of the bag. The narcissist now knows that you know, or they're catching on, and they realize that they can't control you, at least not control you to the level that they used to. So now they're going to insert the new supply, or begin to groom a new supply, or do whatever they're going to do, but they're going to treat you worse and worse and worse. That's why these relationships, they lead to destructionsville. That's why they only benefit one person, which is the narcissist. That's why no good deed goes unpunished. That's why these people will blame you for anything that goes sideways in their life 5, 10, 20 years from now. That's why they will throw all of their exes under the bus. That's why they don't know how to parent children. They know how to lack parenting children, and they know how to not have boundaries and teach them consequences, etc. But this is what the narcissist does. You see, they live in their tiny little brain of misery, of disruption, confusion, and chaos, and they want to keep as many people stuck and trapped there as possible. But they don't want people to know how miserable it is inside of their existence, inside of their mind. And they hide that. Think about this at their very core. What was the narcissist doing when you first met them? That's right, they were wearing a mask, right? Well, why do you wear a mask? Well, usually you would wear a mask for a masquerade ball or a masquerade event, or for Halloween. Okay, well, guess what? The narcissist wears a mask because they are hiding. Understand what I'm sharing with you. They were hiding in plain sight, but you didn't know the clues. You didn't have the wisdom. You couldn't see the signs. And the narcissist preyed and played upon that. They kept on watching you. They kept on testing the temperature of you and of that relationship, seeing how much longer you could hold on, how much more of the resources they could extinguish, how much longer they could punish you, how much more you would take on all of their toxicity and poor behavior, how much more you would blame yourself, until finally that relationship snapped. And when that relationship snapped, it broke. And it broke because the narcissist wasn't working with you from day one. They were working against you from the minute you laid eyes on them. This is something the narcissist never wanted you to know. They didn't want you to see behind the mask. They didn't want you to know that they were hiding. They didn't want you to know that they didn't care about you or anybody else. They wanted to keep you in that loop of destruction, on the roller coaster of emotions and the cesspool of manipulation. And they achieved that, and they accomplished it for a period of time until they couldn't do it any longer. And that is exactly when you began to put yourself back together. When you got the light bulb moment and you got the first light bulb, the first needle in a haystack, and you realized, oh my gosh, this is actually worse than I thought. And the narcissist was hiding. So think about another thing they were hiding: their past. Did the narcissist really have 1, 2, 3, 4 marriages and all of their exes were the bad, toxic people? Well, I don't think so, because what's the one common denominator? Ah, that's right. It's the narcissist. I understand if you had 1 bad marriage, maybe 2, maybe 3. I get it. I understand it. The thing is, when you're talking multiple marriages and there's one common denominator, well, it's probably that person. Doesn't mean it is, but if you can add 2 and 2 together and you now have the wisdom, you should be able to read between the lines. Think about the other past of the narcissist. Did they really attend that university? Did they really sail the 7 seas around the world in a yacht? Did they really go parasailing? Did they really go hang gliding? Did they really beat the chess expert in the world, the master chessman, whoever that is these days, one-on-one at chess? Were they really the high school football star? Did they really own their own business and it got taken away from them? Were they really earning 6, 7 figures at one point and they just quit the job because they didn't feel like earning that kind of money before? You see, everything is in plain sight. It's all in front of you. It's always been in front of you. But when you're caught up in something, you're believing in somebody so deeply, and you don't want to believe that they're lying to you, or they're abusing you, or manipulating you, or flat out telling you the not truth, or not telling you the truth, that's a very vulnerable and challenging place to be. But that's where you were. That's where I was. And that's where the narcissist wanted to keep you. They didn't want you to have a voice. They didn't want you to see behind the mask. They did not want you to put yourself back together. But that's what you've done, or that's what you're doing, or that's what you're about to do. And that's why, again, the path, just like that beautiful path behind me right here, that path, see that? That's the path to abundance. That's the path to growth. That's the path to prosperity. That's the path that begins with you going no contact and blocking these people. And that path is standing right there, or right on the ground, waiting for you to take the first step to improve your life. If not now, when? Now, just like the fog behind me in this beautiful, and I mean absolutely beautiful Carolina evening, the narcissist could be hiding anywhere. They could be hiding in the bushes behind me. They could be hiding in the buildings behind me. They could be hiding anywhere. The narcissist is everywhere, and they are hiding. They're hiding behind the keyboard. They're hiding money. They're hiding relationships. They're hiding who they really are. They're hiding behind profiles. They're hiding in dating apps. They're hiding everywhere. And you, now that you're getting the wisdom, or you're getting your cup full, or you're topping yourself up with wisdom, you need to really have boundaries. You need to really understand that not everybody is who they claim to be. Not everybody has your best interest at heart, and many people are hiding their true agenda with you. And the narcissist is at the top, the very top of that list. That's why once you get the message, and once you realize that you can't unsee what you've seen, that's why you really need to take a good hard look at all the people you surround yourself with, whether they are immediate family members, acquaintances, colleagues, cousins, people in hobby groups, neighborhoods, communities. Wherever you are, you need to really understand that not everybody is who they appear to be. And I'm going to flip something for you, and I've shared this many, many times in videos. Everybody, and I mean everybody, reveals themselves in time. Everybody does it. Some people do it when they are in a challenging position. Other people do it when their back's up against the wall. Other people do it when they're faced against all odds. And that's what you've done. You see, you revealed yourself. You've shown exactly who you are. And that's why you're on the channel. That's why you're getting your cup full. And the toxic person is no different. You see, they have revealed themselves as well. They've showed you exactly who they are. And who they are is not who you thought they would be. And it's not who you ever dreamed that they would be. And that is one of the cold, hard realities of the topic that I'm discussing. You see, you need to understand that not everybody, and not everybody is who they appear to be. Many people will wear the mask. Many people will manipulate. Many people will lie, steal, cheat, deceive, and destroy. That's not you. You're an empath. You're an amazing human being. You're a beautiful, bright, shining light. You shine higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the narcissist did try to take you down for the count, but they failed, and they failed miserably. So before I close the video, understand, if where you are now is where you want to be, take a big, deep breath in, exhale slowly, and be grateful, because you've been to hell and back. If where you are is not where you want to be, there's work to be done. Be patient, be calm, be stoic, stay centered and focused on yourself and what you can control. And in the meantime, continue to get your cup full. Continue to realize that you are stronger than you know. So don't give up. Don't ever give up. Continue on the path, moving forward each and every day. I love you all. God bless you. I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it from the absolutely amazingly beautiful Carolinas this evening. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening. No matter where you are on the planet, you're not alone. Remember that. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And before I close the video, understand you're an amazing human being. You're beautiful. You're resilient. You're empathetic. You're courageous. You're stronger than you know. And you were targeted. So that's part one. Part two is the narcissist was hiding so many things. They were hiding things in your house. They were hiding assets. They were hiding bank accounts. They were hiding access to certain places. They were hiding homes or cars or whatever they were hiding. You'll never, ever know everything, because you never really knew who these people were. What you do know now is that you're out of the relationship, and if you're in a calm, centered, serene, friendly, peaceful environment, you deserve to be there because you earned it. You had a very, very challenging relationship to break free from, but you did it. And if you're ending a relationship soon, or you're still pulling away from the narcissist, really be kind to yourself. Have an exit plan, create it, develop it, and get ready to execute it when the time is right. Understand that this is your life, it's your journey. This is our path, and it is headed straight ahead and up that mountaintop of indifference to arrive at the pinnacle of indifference, where I'm standing waiting for you, and so many other people are too. So understand how needed, precious, valuable, cherished, relished, and honored you are. From the beautiful Carolinas, this is Andrew. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.